Welcome back to the Champagne Empress podcast, my divine queens. I'm your host, Bridget, and today we're diving into something that every ambitious empress struggles with: maintaining your feminine essence while thriving in a masculine corporate world. Ooh. Anyways, before we dive into all that, let's center our energy. So take a moment. If you're in a place to do so, I want you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale slowly through your mouth. Feel yourself sinking into your feminine essence. Feel the magnetic power that already exists within you. My Empress, this is your natural state, powerful and magnetic. All right, let's continue on. So, I used to think that to be successful in business, I had to completely embody masculine energy. I was always in go mode, like pushing through, making things happen, staying up all night, following trends that worked for the masculine energy businesses. And yes, I was successful, but I was also exhausted. I was leading entirely from my masculine energy. And my relationships were suffering because I could switch out of go getter mode and I felt disconnected. And one thing as a feminine embodied woman, we need connection. Yet I was so disconnected from my true essence. But here's what transformed everything for me. And what I'm about to share with you, you don't have to choose between being powerful and being feminine. In fact, your feminine essence is your greatest power and business. So I want you to embrace that and lead with that. So let's talk about why. In the corporate world, we're taught that success means embodying masculine traits, being aggressive, competitive, like always in action mode. You got to prove yourself. But the truth is, the true power comes from balance. And as empresses, we have access to both energies. So I want you to pause and reflect for a moment and ask yourself, okay, and be truthful. Are you operating an overdrive masculine energy? Are you? And if you're not sure, I'm going to give you some signs that you probably are. Do you feel exhausted after every work day? It's like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for this work day to be over. Listen, there's going to be days where you're like, listen, done, forgotten. But if every single day you come home and you feel exhausted, you might be in overdrive. Are you struggling to connect with your partner after work? Ooh, you forgetting to drop the CEO title. Are you struggling with that? Do you feel like you're wearing a mask at work? Like, oh my gosh, I have to be this strict. And you not embodying your feminine essence. You have to be someone you're not because you want to feel respected at work. And is your intuition being drowned out by constant doing? Don't get me wrong, I fall into that quite often. And I know with my awareness, I snap out of it because sometimes we think the more we do, the better we get at something. When in reality, our intuition is here to guide us to the next moment. And when we are constantly in action mode and doing, we're not listening to our intuition. So, is that you? If you recognize yourself in any of these, I want you to take a deep breath. Today's the day you're about to learn how to shift your life so you can show up as the CEO of your business totally in your power with your feminine presence. So the transformation begins with understanding this truth, right? Your feminine essence is not a weakness in business, it's your superpower. Yes, rewind it, listen to it again. Your feminine essence is not a weakness in business, it's your superpower. When you bring your full feminine essence into the boardroom, you access intuitive decision making, magnetic leadership, creative problem solving, natural authority that doesn't need to be forced. You become a natural leader. So, how do you begin that transformation? Here's how. So, take your notebook, do what you do, your champagne flute, let's go. So, first, I want you to create clear, energetic boundaries. Yes, you need clear, energetic boundaries. So, before you step into the office or wake up in the morning, before you go into work mode, take a moment to set your intention. You're not stepping into masculine energy. You're expending your feminine power to hold space for business. So set the intention of what you want throughout your day. And second, bring feminine principles into your leadership. So, how does that look like, right? Instead of forcing decisions, I want you to cultivate collaboration. You don't have to do all the things so you could feel like, oh my gosh, I'm the best boss. Rather than pushing for results, inspire actions. You know, when you work somewhere, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm inspired to take action. I want you to lean into that principle. Instead of dominating conversations, I want you to create space for connection. The feminine love connecting. So really understand your people, the people you're around. Allow yourself to connect with them. And rather than rushing from task to task, move with intentional flow. And I do this at home a lot. When I go into work, and instead of like rushing from task to task, after I finish something on my to do list, I take a break to either just move my body, listen to a song, like shake it, right? So I could be grounded in my essence. And then I may eat a snack that I love, like a strawberry, and feel that strawberry. It's like, oh, yes, I'm enjoying it. So allow yourself to be in your feminine essence while you do all of that. And I know some days you have to be extra intentional about it because some days have more line actions that we have to go through and you have to be more focused. So I want you to be more intentional at taking time to actually stay in your power. So, let me share a quick story about one of my clients. She was a CEO who felt like she was living a double life. Corporate warrior by day, trying to be feminine at night. She was so successful, but felt fragmented. She would go home and it was always conflict after conflict in her relationship with her man. However, when she learned how to integrate her feminine essence into her leadership style, something magical happened. Okay. Not only her team became more productive, she closed bigger deals with ease. And for the first time, she felt whole both in her professional life and personal life because when she got home, she was able to step back and not be the CEO at home and allow herself to have her wall down so her men could lead. So if you feel like you're in a situation like this, if you're great at business and then you go home, you don't know how to balance the business and personal, I want you to really try to integrate your feminine essence into your work. One, you'll have more fun doing what you're doing. And when you're home, it's going to be magical. So, how can we take practical steps? So here are some guidelines for the workplace. So, for example, in meetings, instead of trying to dominate to show, like, oh my gosh, I know it all, I want you to focus on presence, really active listening. Your feminine energy naturally commands attention when you're fully present and in your power. You don't have to feel like I had to say a word so you could be taken seriously or so you could feel like you're giving to the conversation. So, in leadership, lead from inspiration rather than fear. Your feminine energy has a power to motivate without manipulation. So, how do you do that in your daily life as well? I do this all the time. Start your day with feminine energy activation. So, you want to set intentions while doing your beauty ritual, while you brush your teeth, whatever your routine looks like. Have a routine in the morning that you follow and set intentions. For example, if you're like, today's going to be a great day. Today I'm closing this deal. Today I want to feel sexy. Today I want to feel confident in my work. Set that intention before you do anything else. And if you're pressed on time, you have to leave your house at a certain time, make sure you do it while multitasking. In other ways I do this is by moving my body in a way that feels sensual and powerful. Like right before I recorded this podcast, I wanted to be in my feminine essence and I was playing bachata songs and I was just dancing and moving my body and feeling my sensual energy. Because when you move your body, you are being grounded into your natural state. And I feel powerful. So I can let the words flow and be in my power and be inspired. And another way, even if you work from home or not, wake up in the morning and dress in a way that makes you feel both powerful and feminine. I always say in your feminine essence is not about what you wear, but it's how you feel when you're actually wearing those things. So wear something that makes you feel powerful and feminine. Ooh, sexy. And taking moments throughout the day to reconnect with your breath and your body. Like I mentioned earlier, when I need a break, in between tasks, I stop and I dance. I reconnect and I use my senses. Like, I want to make sure I eat a nice strawberry. Ooh, feels good. So I want you to find ways to incorporate being in your presence while in a corporate environment. So your homework this week is this. I want you to notice where you're forcing masculine energy and consciously choosing to lead from your feminine essence instead. So I'm going to give you like journaling prompts. As you know, I love journaling. How would it feel to be so magnetic in my feminine essence that success flow naturally to me? I'm going to repeat it. How would it feel to be so magnetic in my feminine essence that success flows naturally to me? Feel it, write it, and remember, Empress, you don't have to choose between success and sovereignty. You're meant to be both powerful and magnetic. Your feminine essence is your superpower. And when you fully embody it, you become an unstoppable force in both business and life. So, if this episode resonated with you, come join our conversation on Instagram at Georgette Casimir and share your biggest takeaway in the comments. And of course, if you feel like you need more support and ready to step fully into your Empress energy, I have exciting news for the month of December. I'm offering exclusive Dating Like an Empress sessions where we'll prepare you to enter 2025 and your full magnetic power. So when you go on dates, you feel seen, you feel heard. When you walk into your room, your presence is known. You raise your standards while dating. If you want to know more, DM me for details. Until next week, stay magnetic, stay sovereign, and remember, you are always the Empress. Everything else is just remembering. Now.